Hello everybody. Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the unfolding drama surrounding Willow Corinthos and a potential clue that could unravel a sinister sabotage plot involving Drew Kane. This story is brimming with emotional turmoil, hidden agendas, and shocking revelations that promise to keep fans on the edge of their seats. As Willow grapples with the painful fallout of a custody battle and a mysterious incident at a German clinic, questions of trust and betrayal loom large. Let's explore this intricate web of deception, with new layers of detail and fresh perspectives woven into every twist and turn of this captivating saga. Willow Corinthos finds herself at the heart of a perplexing mystery following a courtroom bombshell during her bitter custody dispute with Michael Corinthos. In a moment that left her reeling, Michael took the stand and boldly claimed that Willow made no attempt to contact him about their children during a critical period. The statement struck Willow like a lightning bolt, her face contorting with a mix of confusion and anger. She couldn't fathom why Michael would paint such a false picture, knowing full well or so she thought that she had gone to great lengths to reach out. This public denial felt like a personal betrayal, cutting deeper than any legal maneuver. As the courtroom tension simmered, viewers could sense the storm brewing within Willow, a storm that threatens to upend everything she believed about her fractured relationship with Michael. Could this be the moment that forces her to question not just Michael's honesty, but the hidden forces pulling the strings behind the scenes? Delving into the backstory, die-hard General Hospital fans will remember the pivotal moment when Willow, urged by Jason Morgan's quiet but firm encouragement, decided to take drastic action. Desperate to resolve the escalating conflict over their children, she boarded a plane to Baden-Baden, Germany, where Michael was staying at a private clinic for personal recovery. Her mission was clear: to sit down face-to-face and negotiate a peaceful agreement for their family's future. The journey was not just a physical one but an emotional odyssey, fueled by a fragile hope that they could salvage some semblance of understanding. However, upon arrival, Willow's hopes were shattered in the most humiliating way. A clinic staff member, with a cold and dismissive tone, informed her that Michael had explicitly refused to see her. The sting of rejection was compounded by the exhausting transatlantic flight, leaving Willow not just heartbroken but seething with frustration. She returned home defeated, unaware that this interaction might have been orchestrated by someone with a vested interest in keeping her and Michael apart. The question now looms: was this a tragic misunderstanding, or the first breadcrumb in a trail of calculated deceit? In the wake of Michael's courtroom testimony, the significance of his words cannot be overstated. By asserting that Willow never reached out, he painted a picture of her as detached and encarning the stark contrast to the reality she lived. This public contradiction ignited a firestorm of emotions within Willow, who vividly recalls the pain of being turned away at the clinic. Her mind races with memories of that day: the sterile smell of the clinic lobby, the curt nod from the employee who delivered the crushing news, and the heavy silence of the long flight home. For Willow, this isn't just about correcting the record, it's about reclaiming her truth. A confrontation with Michael seems inevitable, and it's likely to be charged with raw emotion as she demands answers. How could he stand there and erase her efforts so callously? The upcoming clash promises to be a turning point, not only in their personal dynamic but in unraveling the deeper mystery of who kept them apart during that fateful trip. When Willow finally corners Michael, the conversation takes an unexpected turn. Michael, with unwavering sincerity in his eyes, swears that he had no knowledge of her visit to the Baden-Baden clinic. His voice cracks with regret as he insists that, had he known she was there, he would have dropped everything to meet her. He paints a vivid picture of what could have been an honest, heartfelt discussion that might have sidestepped the entire custody war. This revelation stops Willow cold. The pieces of the puzzle don't fit. If Michael truly didn't know, then why was she told otherwise? Her thoughts spiral to that clinic employee, whose detached demeanor now seems suspiciously convenient. Could someone have orchestrated this misunderstanding? Willow's analytical mind begins to churn, considering the possibility of a payoff. Was this a deliberate act to drive a wedge between her and Michael at a time when unity was most crucial? The seeds of doubt are planted, and they're about to grow into full-blown suspicion. As Willow wrestles with this unsettling realization, she begins to scrutinize potential culprits who might have had a motive to sabotage her reconciliation with Michael. Her thoughts first drift to Carly Spencer, Michael's fiercely protective mother, who has never shied away from meddling in family affairs when she believes it's for the greater good. Willow imagines Carly pulling strings from the shadows, perhaps convinced that keeping her and Michael apart would spare him further pain. However, when Michael discusses this theory with Carly, he returns with a surprising assurance. Carly denies any involvement, and her candidness seems genuine. Michael relays to Willow that his mother, while overbearing at times, wouldn't cross such a drastic line. With Carly tentatively ruled out, Willow's suspicions shift elsewhere. Who else stood to gain from her failed reunion with Michael? The list of suspects narrows, and a chilling possibility begins to take shape in her mind, a possibility that points to someone much closer than she ever expected. Enter Drew Kane, a figure who has positioned himself as a steadfast ally to Willow during her tumultuous separation from Michael. Reflecting on past interactions, Willow recalls how Drew was unusually supportive when she floated the idea of flying to Germany. His encouragement felt warm at the time, almost like a lifeline amid her uncertainty. He even offered to accompany her, a gesture that seemed chivalrous, though she opted to go alone. But now, in hindsight, his reaction feels off. Drew has often been vocal about his disdain for Michael, viewing him as an obstacle in Willow's life. Yet, during that crucial moment, he stepped back with an ease that now strikes Willow as calculated. Why the sudden shift in demeanor? Could Drew have been playing a long game, feigning support while secretly ensuring her mission failed? The thought sends a shiver down her spine. For the first time, Willow begins to question whether Drew's charming facade masks a manipulative streak that might have orchestrated her heartbreak in Germany. The deeper Willow digs into this tangled web, the more she realizes how blind she may have been to Drew's true nature. She starts connecting dots, his seemingly genuine concern for her well-being, his subtle jabs at Michael that she once dismissed as harmless, and now this potential betrayal. The idea that Drew could have bribed a clinic employee to lie isn't just a theory, it's a gut punch. Willow imagines the scenario vividly. Drew, with a sly grin, slipping an envelope of cash to a willing accomplice, all to ensure she and Michael remained at odds. This betrayal would cut deeper than Michael's courtroom words, as it strikes at the core of trust she placed in Drew during her most vulnerable moments. The realization dawns that she can no longer afford to see Drew through rose-colored glasses. If he's capable of such deception, what else might he be hiding? This could be the tipping point where Willow finally sees Drew not as a savior, but as a schemer who thrives on control. Determined to uncover the truth, Willow isn't alone in her quest. Michael, equally shaken by the revelation of her thwarted visit, vows to get to the bottom of this mystery. Alongside Jason Morgan, whose loyalty and resourcefulness have always been a quiet strength, they form an unlikely investigative trio. Their plan is bold yet meticulous: track down the clinic employee who delivered the fateful message and extract the real story. Michael envisions confronting the staff member in person, his tone firm but fair, seeking clarity for the sake of his fractured family. Jason, ever the pragmatist, suggests a more covert approach, using his network of contacts to dig into financial records for signs of a bribe. Together, their efforts could blow the lid off this conspiracy, exposing whoever pulled the strings. The stakes are higher than ever, as every clue brings them closer to a truth that could shatter Willow's world or finally set her free from the lies. As this storyline unfolds, ABC General Hospital spoilers hint at a deluge of devastating revelations awaiting Willow, particularly concerning Drew Kane. The road ahead is paved with heartbreak, as the full extent of his potential duplicity comes to light. Will Willow's suspicions be confirmed, revealing Drew as the mastermind behind her German clinic fiasco? Or will another unexpected player emerge from the shadows, rewriting the narrative once again? One thing is certain: the fallout from this saga will test Willow's resilience like never before. Her journey from trust to suspicion, from pain to empowerment, is a roller coaster that promises to captivate viewers with every emotional twist. Next, we will uncover the explosive drama surrounding Sasha Corbin, Michael Corinthos, and the shocking revelation of their baby's paternity, thanks to the meddling of Rick Lansing and Nina Reeves. This storyline is packed with raw emotion, unexpected twists, and the potential for reconciliation amidst chaos. As secrets unravel and new opportunities rise, the residents of Port Charles are in for a roller coaster of heartbreak and hope. Join us as we dive deep into this captivating saga, with fresh details, inventive elements, and richly layered perspectives on every dramatic turn. Let's explore how this revelation reshapes relationships and paves the way for surprising alliances in the world of General Hospital. The bombshell dropped by Rick Lansing and Nina Reeves has sent shockwaves through Port Charles, exposing the long-hidden truth about Sasha Corbin's baby daddy. In a moment that likely left Sasha reeling with horror, the secret of her child's paternity was laid bare for all to see. The weight of this public revelation is almost palpable, as Sasha grapples with the invasion of her privacy and the emotional fallout of a truth she may have hoped to keep buried. Picture her standing in stunned silence, her heart racing as whispers ripple through the room, each word a reminder of a deeply personal matter now thrust into the unforgiving spotlight. The betrayal by Rick and Nina, whether motivated by malice or misguided intent, adds a bitter edge to her shock, leaving her to question who she can truly trust. As Sasha processes this upheaval, the stakes couldn't be higher. Her future, and that of her unborn child, now hang in a precarious balance, vulnerable to the judgments and agendas of those around her. On the other side of this dramatic equation is Michael Corinthos, the man confirmed as the father of Sasha's baby, whose reaction stands in stark contrast to her devastation. And like Sasha, Michael appears to carry a sense of relief rather than distress at the truth coming to light. In a candid interview with Soap Opera Digest, actor Rory Gibson shed light on Michael's complex feelings about this life-altering development. Gibson painted a picture of a man burdened by shame, someone who never intended to hide from the responsibility of fatherhood. Michael, as portrayed through Gibson's insights, views the child not as a mistake but as a blessing, a new chapter he's eager to embrace. The actor's words conjure an image of Michael standing tall, a quiet strength in his demeanor, ready to face the world's scrutiny with his head held high. This revelation, while messy, seems to lift a crushing weight from his shoulders, freeing him from the suffocating web of secrecy that once constrained him. For Michael, this isn't just about owning up, it's about stepping into a role he's longed to fulfill. Reflecting on Michael's mindset, Gibson shared with Soap Opera Digest a poignant perspective on how this truth could have played out differently. He emphasized that Michael never wanted to conceal the paternity in the first place, a decision forced by circumstances beyond his control. Had he been given the chance to announce the news on his own terms, Gibson muses, the trajectory of Michael and Sasha's relationship might have taken a far more harmonious path. Imagine a world where Michael, with a nervous but hopeful smile, stood beside Sasha at a press conference, proudly declaring their shared future as parents. Such transparency could have paved the way for an earlier reunion, sparing them both the pain of deception and misunderstanding. Now, with the secret out, Gibson sees this as merely a temporary hardly a bump in the road, as he called it. For Michael, the door to fatherhood swings wide open, and with it, the tantalizing possibility of not just co-parenting with Sasha, but rekindling the romance that once burned brightly between them. This dual hope shines like a beacon in Michael's heart, a dream he dares to chase amidst the chaos. Gibson further elaborated on Michael's emotional landscape, revealing a nuanced blend of concern and calm in the wake of the paternity reveal. While Michael harbors natural worries about how this will reshape his life and relationships, there's an undeniable peace that comes from no longer carrying the burden of a monumental secret. Picture Michael sitting alone in a quiet corner of the Corinthos estate, a faint smile tugging at his lips as he reflects on the freedom this truth brings. The constant dread of exposure, the sleepless nights spent wrestling with guilt, all dissolve in the light of this moment. Gibson's portrayal suggests a man ready to face the challenges ahead, fortified by the clarity that honesty provides. For Michael, this isn't the end of a story but the beginning of something profound, a chance to build a family, to mend broken bonds, and to prove that even the darkest secrets can give way to brighter tomorrows. As the dust settles on this revelation, the next chapter promises to be equally gripping, with Sasha and Michael's unborn child at the center of an unfolding miracle. Spoilers hint at a dramatic and ironic twist as the baby's arrival approaches, none other than Willow Corinthos, Michael's soon-to-be ex-wife and a skilled nurse, steps into the fray during a critical moment. Envision a tense scene where Sasha, gripped by sudden labor pains, finds herself in desperate need of help outside the hospital's reach. Willow, ever the professional despite the personal sting of Michael's history with Sasha, leaps into action with the calm precision of a seasoned caregiver. Her hands steady, Her voice a soothing anchor, she guides Sasha through the harrowing experience of an emergency delivery. This act of compassion, born from necessity, could be a turning point. The air between them, once thick with unspoken resentment, might clear just enough to plant the seeds of mutual respect. Could Willow's selflessness in this high-stakes moment lay the groundwork for healing old wounds and forging a new dynamic between these intertwined lives? The potential ripple effects of Willow's involvement are tantalizing to consider. Her decision to help deliver Sasha and Michael's baby might do more than save the day. It could reshape the fractured relationships at play. Imagine Willow, exhausted but fulfilled after the delivery, looking at the tiny new life in her arms and feeling a bittersweet pang. This child, a symbol of Michael's past with Sasha, also represents a future she must now navigate as his former partner. Yet, in this act of service, there's an opportunity for catharsis. Spoilers suggest that Willow's willingness to step up could inspire a shift in her perspective, leading her to propose a fair 50-50 custody agreement with Michael over their own children. This gesture would signal a desire to move forward with grace, establishing healthy boundaries while prioritizing the well-being of all the children involved. Picture the three adults, Michelle, Sasha, and Willow, sitting down for a candid conversation in a quiet diner, mapping out a co-parenting plan with tentative smiles and cautious optimism. Could this be the first step toward a fragile but promising truce, where personal pain gives way to collective strength? Looking ahead, the future of Michael and Sasha's relationship remains a burning question for General Hospital fans. The possibility of a romantic reunion simmers beneath the surface, fueled by their shared history and the powerful bond of impending parenthood. Envision Michael gazing at Sasha across a hospital room, the newborn cradled between them, as unspoken words of longing hang in the air. Their past, marked by passion and pain, could be the foundation for a renewed connection tempered by maturity and the shared responsibility of raising a child. Gibson's comments hint at Michael's hope for such an outcome, a vision of a family reunited not just in duty but in love. Yet, obstacles loom large: Sasha's lingering hurt over the secret's exposure, the complex dynamics with Willow, and the ever-present meddling of Port Charles power players like Rick and Nina. Will love triumph over these challenges, or will the weight of past mistakes keep them apart? The path forward is uncertain, but the potential for a heartfelt reconciliation keeps viewers eagerly tuning in. In a town like Port Charles, where secrets rarely stay buried, the influence of figures like Rick Lansing and Nina Reeves cannot be underestimated. Their decision to reveal Sasha's baby daddy wasn't just a plot twist, it was a calculated move with far-reaching consequences. Picture Rick, with his sly smirk, orchestrating this reveal as a power play, perhaps to destabilize Michael's standing or gain leverage in another scheme. Nina, meanwhile, might have acted from a place of misguided concern, believing that forcing the truth would somehow protect someone she cares about. Their motivations remain murky, but their actions have set off a domino effect that could reshape family ties and rivalries for months to come. As Sasha and Michael navigate this new reality, they must also contend with the fallout of Rick and Nina's interference. Will they seek confrontation, or choose to rise above the petty games that so often define Port Charles' elite? As this storyline unfolds, ABC General Hospital spoilers promise more twists, turns, and emotional depth surrounding Sasha, Michael, and their child. The journey from secrecy to revelation, from conflict to potential harmony, is a testament to the show's ability to weave complex human stories into addictive drama. Will Michael and Sasha find their way back to each other, united by the miracle of their baby? Can Willow's act of kindness pave the way for a peaceful coexistence among this unconventional family unit? And what further chaos might Rick and Nina unleash in their relentless pursuit of influence? Next, we will delve into the electrifying transition of Rory Gibson as the new Michael Corinthos, a legacy character whose latest storyline is setting Port Charles ablaze with drama. This recast has seamlessly introduced a fresh face to a beloved role, igniting fan excitement with explosive plots and emotional depth. From courtroom battles to shocking paternity reveals, Gibson's portrayal is redefining Michael's journey in ways that are both unexpected and captivating. Join us as we unpack this thrilling chapter, weaving in new details, imaginative twists, and a deeper exploration of every pivotal moment. Let's dive into how Gibson is making his mark and what lies ahead for Michael in the turbulent world of General Hospital. The arrival of Rory Gibson as Michael Corinthos has been nothing short of a masterclass in stepping into a storied role with confidence and flair. Taking over from Chad Duell, Gibson has slipped into the character's skin with a natural ease that has left little room for skepticism among fans. His transition feels like a well-choreographed dance, each move deliberate and polished, as if he's been part of Port Charles for years. It's a testament to his skill that there's scarcely a ripple of discontent over the recast. Viewers have embraced him wholeheartedly. Adding to this smooth integration is Gibson's familiarity as a daytime veteran, a comforting presence that reassures fans he understands the nuanced world of soap opera drama. His current storyline, brimming with high-stakes tension, serves as the perfect launchpad, giving him material that crackles with intensity. Picture Gibson on set, his energy palpable as he navigates Michael's complex life, winning over even the most discerning audience with every scene. In a revealing interview with Soap Opera Digest, Gibson opened up about his experience stepping into Michael's shoes, offering a window into the mindset behind his portrayal. He described the transition as a unique challenge, likening it to inheriting a cherished family heirloom that must be handled with care yet infused with personal touch. The actor spoke of diving deep into Michael's history, spending late nights poring over past episodes to capture the essence of a man shaped by tragedy and triumph. This dedication shines through on screen, where Gibson balances Michael's familiar traits with a subtle reinvention that feels organic. He hinted at the thrill of joining a narrative mid-stride, especially one packed with dynamite plot points that test his range as an actor. Imagine Gibson sitting across from the interviewer, a glint of excitement in his eyes as he discusses bringing a renewed vigor to Michael, a character reborn from the ashes of near death into a life of unrelenting challenges. Michael's return to Port Charles marked a dramatic turning point, as he emerged a transformed man following a harrowing brush with death in a devastating explosion. The incident, a catastrophic blast that left debris and despair in its wake, seems to have forged a new Michael hardened by survival yet hungry for redemption. Picture him stepping off a private jet, scars both visible and hidden, his gaze carrying the weight of a man who has stared down mortality. This near-fatal event has become a symbolic rebirth, as Gibson himself noted in his SOD interview, framing the explosion as a catalyst that stripped Michael down to his core and rebuilt him with a fiercer resolve. Now, back in the familiar yet unforgiving streets of Port Charles, he faces battles on multiple fronts, each more grueling than the last. This reintroduction isn't just a plot device, it's a profound shift in how viewers perceive Michael. A man no longer defined solely by his past but by the strength he's gained from nearly losing everything. One of the most intense arenas of conflict for Michael is the courtroom, where he's locked in a brutal custody fight for his children, Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. The legal battle against Willow, his soon-to-be ex-wife, is a crucible of raw emotion, with every testimony and objection slicing through old wounds. Visualize Michael on the stand, his jaw set tight, as lawyers hurl accusations that paint him as an unfit parent. The tension is suffocating, the stakes impossibly high, as he fights not just for custody but for the chance to remain a cornerstone in his children's lives. In the June 4th episode, the courtroom drama reached a fever pitch when a bombshell revelation stole the spotlight. Michael's one-night encounter with Sasha was exposed for all to hear. The gallery buzzed with gasps, the judge's gavel barely silencing the chaos, as the focus shifted from custody to the staggering news that Michael is the father of Sasha's unborn child. This public outing of a deeply private matter left Michael blindsided, his carefully constructed facade cracking under the weight of scrutiny. Gibson's take on this pivotal moment, as shared with Soap Opera Digest, adds a fascinating layer to Michael's emotional journey. He described the explosion that nearly claimed Michael's life as more than a plot twist. It's a metaphor for a complete reset, a chance to redefine who Michael is in the eyes of those around him. Gibson envisions this rebirth as a shedding of old burdens, a fiery baptism that has left Michael with a clearer sense of purpose. Imagine Michael reflecting on this in a quiet hospital chapel, the dim light casting shadows on his thoughtful face as he processes how survival has changed him. With the baby secret now out, thanks to the courtroom drama, public perception of Michael has shifted dramatically. No longer just the embattled ex-husband or devoted father, he's now seen as a man entangled in a web of complex relationships, a figure of both sympathy and intrigue. Gibson's nuanced performance captures this duality, ensuring that viewers see Michael not as a villain or hero, but as a deeply human character navigating an impossible situation. The revelation of Michael's paternity during the custody hearing over Wiley and Amelia has altered the trajectory of his life in ways even he couldn't have anticipated. Gibson suggests that, beneath the initial shock, there's a part of Michael that feels a quiet relief at the secret being exposed. No longer must he carry the weight of deception, hiding a truth that gnawed at his conscience. Picture Michael in a private moment after the hearing, standing by a window in the courthouse, a sigh escaping his lips as the burden lifts. Gibson believes that, had this truth emerged earlier, Michael might already be by Sasha's side, actively preparing to raise their child together. His words paint a wistful image of what could have been a united front with Sasha, standing hand in hand at prenatal appointments, building a family from the ashes of their past. This longing for connection, for a chance to embrace fatherhood fully with Sasha, underscores Michael's current mindset, hinting at a deep desire to turn this scandal into something beautiful. With the secret out, the possibility of Masha Michael and Sasha as a couple becoming a reality is tantalizingly close. The barriers of deception have crumbled, leaving room for a future where they can navigate parenthood as partners, perhaps even reigniting the spark that once drew them together. Envision a tender scene in a cozy diner, Michael and Sasha sitting across from each other, discussing baby names over cups of untouched coffee, a cautious hope blooming between them. Michael, now a father to 3 children with 3 different women, faces a uniquely complicated family dynamic, but this only fuels his determination to make things work. The freedom to openly acknowledge his role in Sasha's life is a gift, one he's eager to unwrap despite the challenges ahead. Their shared journey, now unburdened by lies, could lead to a powerful reunion, blending romance with the responsibility of raising a child in the unpredictable world of Port Charles. The drama reached a crescendo at the end of a heart-pounding episode when Sasha, overwhelmed by the day's revelations, suddenly went into labor under the most unexpected circumstances. In a twist that no one saw coming, it's Willow, Michael's estranged wife, and a trained nurse who steps in to assist with the delivery. Picture the scene unfolding in a tense, makeshift setting, perhaps a community center caught off guard by Sasha's cries. As Willow rolls up her sleeves with a mix of professionalism and suppressed emotion, her hands move with practiced calm, guiding Sasha through each contraction, even as her heart wrestles with the irony of aiding the woman tied to Michael's latest child. This act of compassion, born amidst personal turmoil, could be a pivotal moment, a bridge between past resentment and future understanding. The sight of Willow delivering this new life into the world is a powerful image, one that might soften the edges of her conflict with Michael and Sasha, opening a door to unexpected reconciliation. ABC General Hospital spoilers tease that Michael's new chapter as a father and a redefined man is just the beginning, with more jaw-dropping surprises lurking on the horizon. Each revelation, each emotional turn, promises to keep viewers glued to their screens as Michael navigates the complexities of fatherhood, love, and family feuds. Imagine what further secrets might emerge, perhaps hidden motives behind the paternity leak, or new allies and enemies in the custody saga. Gibson's portrayal ensures that every twist feels earned, every emotion authentic, as Michael carves out a path through the chaos. What do you think of Rory Gibson stepping into the role of Michael Corinthos? Has his fresh take on the character won you over, or are there elements you miss from the past? Share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for more updates, insights, and spoilers on all the drama unfolding in Port Charles. Until next time, keep watching and let the surprises keep coming.